All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It's June 23rd. We're taking a look at NASDAQ. We had a big gap lower, Sunday evening gap lower, quickly absorbed, pretty much absorbed within the hour. Gap got completely filled later on, actually pretty early this morning. Let's see what time. What time was that? About 3 a.m. this morning. Gap was entirely filled for NASDAQ, and we are back within the near term range like we never left. For this morning, a couple of the things that I'll be focused on. Number one, how price responds to the 21,900 level of interest. Right in that area, we have the fib sell zone, the 50 to 61% fib from Friday's high down into Sunday low. You can see it on the chart right there. So we can see where sellers stepped in during the pre-market overnight session right through here, right in the 900 area. It's probably going to be a significant point, significant area. And price is just right back into that zone, into the bell here, into the open. So I want to see how price responds to 21,900. That's going to be the main focus for this morning, kind of the main level that I'll be looking at. Buyers, of course, want to see price holding back within this near term range and up and through the 900 into 22K, potentially even into prior day high. You'll kind of note near term structure here, bit of a series of lower highs, right? So that's something to keep on watch. If price closes below the prior day low today, this near term is going to flip even more bearish as far as backdrop is concerned. So right now, neutral, potential to flip neutral bearish if buyers fail to kind of hold this bounce here. Now, if that is the case, if 900 continues to be rejected, like if sellers continue to sit here and hammer this thing, they'll be targeting this area right there here, prior day low. That's 750, and then down into the 700 and 620 levels of interest, ultimately into the overnight low. It'd be like dream target for sellers down there. So that's the focus for this morning, 21,900. We got the contract roll behind us now. Glad that's over with. We've got a full week of trading here. We do have some data at 9:45 and 10 a.m. as well as Fed speak pretty much all day. So it should be an interesting session. Let's take a look at the prior day action, Friday's action for NASDAQ. So we do have initially pretty much big sell on NASDAQ there. How many points are we talking? 350 points for NQ, Friday sell. And then what does price do? It just settles into basically an afternoon range, afternoon base there. This morning, as of right now, we're trading 875-ish. So right about here. So we have some prior day structure aligned with this level of interest. We want to see how that area is going to be treated here off the open, like I said, here in about 4.5 minutes. So ideally, we get a break of this kind of afternoon structure from Friday's session. That'd be best case scenario for some actual market movement. Does not look like there will be much of a gap from Friday's close to this morning's open. That close was 862, and we're currently trading 875. So pretty much no gap to speak of. Looking at the overnight sesh, we have session volume point of control at 884. Prior day low is down here at near 765. It's kind of the visual we were just talking about Friday's structure. Look how well price responds to that prior day structure. So overnight sesh, resistance all through here, and then finally breaks above. That later holds as support. Get kind of a look above. Over here around 4 a.m. and just continues to trade within this right here. That's why I like those prior day structure points, tend to be respected. Quick look at the S&P. Your nearest level of interest is 6020 up into 6050 and then 6K just beneath, of course. Got the open here in about 90 seconds. One minute till the open, 21,900 main focus for NASDAQ. All right, let's see this open. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. NQ just beneath prior day close here. All right, there's your open. No gap whatsoever. Pretty much right here in the middle of that prior day structure. Coming into VWAP 820-ish. Then beneath that, you have the prior day low down there, 765. Downside reference point, prior day low. So this prior day low is going to be treated 765. Beneath that, you have 700 level of interest. We'll look beneath the prior day low. Good volume this morning. Love to see that. So far, buyers like that prior day low area. We'll see how VWAP's going to be treated. The underside of VWAP here, about 815. I'd probably go trails in profit if you're long. Very nice. Very nice bounce right there. Tom says all out daily goal limit hit. Let's go, man. Let's go. Good start to the morning. That's your prior day spring setup right there. Prior day low, spring setup. Price undercuts prior day low. Buyer step in. Wait for your signal. Take the entry. Manage accordingly. Looks like ES already into session highs. My goodness. Nice. Yeah, we got a new high of day in ES. Look at ES versus VWAP right there. Prior day volume point of control. Yeah, Dom agreed. That was nice. I would normally still have runners here, but I did make a small error with my sizing, so I'm all out. Nice trade. We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's see how these highs are going to be treated. Session highs right there here, about 8. What is that? 875, 871. And Q, almost a new high of day here. Data in 5 minutes, FYI. Yeah, Dom, no longer mid-range. Kind of near the edge point of that range, right? That's what we like to see. ES definitely the stronger of the two this morning. ES did not even get into prior day low, held versus VWAP, and is already into session highs here. Pretty much hands off for now till the data print in about 4 minutes. Anyone else catch that long? NASDAQ. Yeah, we're bumping into session volume point of control right here, 869. Albert, let's go, man. Nice work. Mike, you got that. Well done. Rick got a scalp. Nicely done. Yeah, Dom's sitting pretty at daily goal. What is that, like a 10-minute workday? Not bad at all. NQ new high of day. So I like to see the reaction here versus 900 as we get into that first data print of the morning at 9:45. If you guys were in here before the bell, we were talking about how well this prior day structure has been respected during the overnight sesh. Continues into the regular trading hours. Now, again, we want to see how's price going to respond to this area right through here. Last warning on data in 5 seconds or so. Everything just freezes. There we go. Okay. So 900 stays on watch. And we do have another data print at 10 a.m. So far, a little rejection there at 900. I'm just staying patient here. Like to see some price action above 900 personally. ES is nonstop coming for that overnight high. All right, NQ actually testing the 21,900 here. Look at that opening 15-minute bar closure for the higher time frame enjoyers. Overnight high is 944. Next data print in 10 minutes. Stand patient here. NQ back into 900. A little tiny shallow pullback there. ES up into overnight high, actually a little blip above the overnight high so far. NQ new high of day. Personally, I've just taken the one trade so far down there at prior day low. At this point, more than likely, we'll just wait for 10 a.m. Do have that next data print at 10. Price definitely making an attempt to leave that prior day structure here. Staying patient, yes, sir, Timmy. So far, we've had one really nice setup down there at the prior day low, long setup. That's your spring, beautiful spring setup on very high volume. So 2.5 minutes till 10. We want to see that reaction up here near 21,900. It's kind of the edge point of that prior day structure as well. Yeah, so price bumping into that 61% fib we talked about before the open. That's from Friday's high down into the Sunday evening low. 1 minute till data. Let's see. Buyers really looking for this sort of move right here. And break above that overnight high up into 22K. Targeting the prior day high ultimately. As far as the higher time frames are concerned, comes that overnight high about 10 seconds before data. Overnight high 944. There's 10 a.m. There's your overnight high up and through. And ES almost up into 60-50 level of interest there. Good volume on that move. Timmy wants a long at prior day high. That's way up there, man. Way up there, 22,130. Gonna be waiting a long time. NASDAQ fresh highs. See you, Dom. Nice work today. Not much to do here other than stay patient. If you missed the prior day low long, all you really had for long setups are very micro, shallow pullbacks. Personally, don't love those. So I'm talking about this right through here, or right through here. Don't love those sorts of entries when we're coming into potential area of resistance. So time and a place for that sort of entry. This thing's just nonstop though. Nonstop. NQ just shy of the 22K. See how much of Friday's move has been retraced. Yeah, you've got the 61% fib right through there at 22K. ES up and through 60-50 level of interest. Yeah, Timmy got that. There it is for you. Got the long, got the prior day low, cut that one too early. I think you jumped in late, but I'd mentioned I had a error with my sizing there, so was out of it a little prematurely. No, I always use the 15-second for entry for the most part. Certain circumstances I will use the 30, but not today. All right, NQ pulling in a little bit here, a little rejection there at 22K. Shallow fib down there near overnight high, 38% fib. Down there near 900 level of interest. How do you hold for the big run, Rick? You got to have conviction in the idea. Higher time frame analysis really helps as well. Taking a look at like your 15-minute charts can be super helpful. But definitely screen time. Yeah. Experience. Always good. NQ getting into that overnight high. Well, a little bit of a bounce so far, but like to see any sort of move into the overnight high. I like to watch the reaction there or potentially the 900. Till then, not really a whole lot to do. ES near the 60/50 can be watched as well. If you like to trade the S&P, I mean, check the other indices this morning. Let's see. Oh, RTY vertical. Oil is lower. Not that surprising. Let's see YM. YM is higher as well. Pretty much got everything higher. Yeah, the first red 5-minute closure there since the bounce. NASDAQ just starting to consolidate a bit here. Consolidation nation. NQ right back into session highs. Got ES with a new high of day, NQ with a new high of day. The decent little structure setup there in ES with the level of interest in that zone. Went ahead and tried that one out. A little micro pullback. Not bad. Been leaning into or been trying to lean into ES a bit more when it has a favorable setup versus NASDAQ. Let's take a look, see if we had the fib there. No, not quite. Not quite. Might be last trade of the morning for me. NQ right into that 22K. Yeah, ES is going to be going for that prior day high now. So before 10 a.m., we discussed potential path of price that buyers were looking for would be this right through here, right? See that panning out in real time now. Question is, idea and analysis is one thing, but can you actually find an entry that makes sense? That is a whole separate thing. Whole different ball game. All right, let's run a quick poll in the chat. See how the morning is for everyone. Let me know. Let me know. NQ, there's a 78% retrace from Friday's high down into Sunday's low. May get trailed out of my ES long here. We'll see. The trail, yeah, there's the trail. All right, not bad. We'll take it 2 for 2 on the morning. On ES as a basic market structure based entry with the benefit of the level of interest. So, you know, you have good trade location. Then we had the long this morning and NQ down near the prior day low. That is a spring setup, a little bit different. My favorites, though. Let's see what 1030 has in store for us. Wow, nobody read. Either green or flat. Beautiful. Heck yeah. Love it. Yeah, the bot's always on. It's always on. All right, NQ. See if we get a deeper retracement here. Keep an eye on that 15-minute closure. Potentially a little micro lower high here at 22K. Let's bring that fib back. Intraday fib. Volume really tapering down. Not really what you want to see here. 15-minute closes as a doji. Showing a bit of indecision there. Is this going to be our new kind of afternoon, late morning range? Is that it? Mm, it's mega slow here. Would love to see a reaction at overnight high or even down into here. Till then, staying patient. 2 for 2 on the morning. One long in ES, one long in NQ. Volume's really tapering off here. So NQ, like I said, I want to keep an eye on overnight high and then the 21,900 level of interest. And that'll be the focus here. I think we'll call it a morning. Pretty good action. Made a small sizing error with my NQ long setup. Took me out of the trade too early. That's part of the game, though. Definitely the easiest money entry so far this morning, right down there. Top opportunity. Hope you guys had a good morning. Looks like it based on the poll. Mostly green. Otherwise flat or cash. That's good. Nothing wrong with being cash if you don't see your entry. We'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank here. Otherwise, thank you guys for your time. And we will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day.